Hey guys, doing a review for the first time. Okay, so we're gonna be reviewing Candymonium. I went to Hershey a week ago by now. It was really fun. Like I was saying, we're doing a park video later. Let me just say, Candymonium is a elite B&M hyper. I've been on like 4 or 5 hypers by this point. I only remember like Intimidator and Candymonium because those are the ones I've rode most recently. Unless we count Fury as a hyper, then I've rode a lot. Anyways, starting with the experience. Alright. We dispatch. Okay, what I really like about Candymonium is how the crews allow you to pull down your restraint until you can see it's locked on the screen behind you. So they put your seatbelts on, and then so you can put on restraints. And they don't like staple and you push them down. Okay, I'm at the top of the lift hill. Dispatch, go up the lift hill. They're pretty swift at dispatching. They double stack a lot, but here we go. First drop is godly. It feels like you're just floating forever. Pullout's really intense. I think I reported like a 3.7 Gs or something like that. Really intense. Into the airtime hill. Now the airtime hill is like consistent in where it goes up and where you start the airtime hill by floating out of your seat and not like waiting and floating out of your seat like 0 Gs. Unlike the B&M hypers I've been on, aka Intimidator or Thunderstriker at Carowinds, instead of that where you float up a little bit and then you get dragged down. No, it's consistent the whole way through. You're floating 0 Gs and then you get pulled down. The airtime was really consistent, so like we float going up and then you get pulled down like a B&M like usually does, forcefully. So we float out and then you just drop forcefully. It's like really fun. Like Flowjector. Now the next pullout, intense as always, as a recurring theme of this ride, you're gonna get at least 3 Gs on each pullout, which is like, or 3.2 Gs on the pullout, which is really good. I will say what surprised me the most is that turnaround. That hammerhead turnaround. It's like you're almost going upside down. But you get consistent forces. I was getting pulled into my seat throughout the whole element. And it surprised me both times I've been on it. Alright, the next hill. This airtime hill is trimmed. The trim wasn't even hitting that hard, I guess. Or if that's how hard it usually hits, then it's not that bad. We trim, and then we just float out of our seat. On my first ride, it was fun, but then after I passed the head chopper element, I do this thing where I close my eyes, so I don't know when the drop's gonna end. So it amplifies the airtime, in my opinion. It felt like there's like a small kink in the drop whenever I closed my eyes, because the airtime just got stronger and stronger until we hit the bottom. Next up, positive G forces were good. Next up, the speed hill. That's the best speed hill I've been on. I went on Mako a couple of years ago, and I was just not feeling the speed hill at all. Now, we go, and the speed hill was like ejector airtime. It was crazy. I think I was on the right side of the train, which is the highest point of when you drop off the twisted airtime hill after the helix, as you can see here. The helix was very intense. I think it was my first gray out moment. I really realized I was graying out because my vision, or my eyes started to like flicker, or like my vision started to get blurry, and I tried to adjust it, but I was blinking like a lot, and it still was blurry. So I'm thinking it's a gray out moment. Yeah, very intense helix. I wasn't expecting that. And then the twisted airtime hill was great also. As you can see here, we get pulled down the drop, nice intense pull out again, into this airtime hill. Now, I recorded voice memos for these. I'm not going to put anything on, or I might actually put a voice memo. I don't know. We'll see what I do later. Probably not going to put a voice memo, but whenever I was doing the voice memos, I scream a lot. This airtime hill did not provide the airtime I was looking for. It was a little disappointing, but I've heard it's not the best airtime hill on the ride, which I can now say is true. It's like weak floater. You still get airtime, but it's weak floater. The wrap around the Hershey's fountain was really fun. Nice, just vibe, or just nice. You're just gliding there, and then you get blasted with positives again into the twisted airtime hill, into the mid course. That airtime hill was great. More ejector. I will say the pop into the mid course, or I'll just say the brake run, was fun, but then the brakes hit. Since we're in the back, the brakes hit as we're getting airtime, so we get airtime but getting pushed into restraint, so which kind of hurt. The small turn after the airtime hill, after the mid course, was good too. Nice forces and into the brakes. Now, they were running 3 trains for the start of the season. That's really good. But they were double stacking all the time. But hey, it's a short ride. What are you gonna do? Yeah, I would rate Candymonium probably like a 8.5 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Bye.